Karen Scott is a longtime Westporter, mother of two now grown boys, an active civic volunteer, and in a category with a ton of competition, one of our town's top realtors. She's been with KMS team at Compass for 3 years and knows where all the bodies and oil tanks are buried. She knows the town and market trends intimately. Karen, welcome to 06880, the podcast.
Thank you. Thank you for having me, Dan. It's a pleasure to be here in this gorgeous library and studio.
Oh, it's a great place. A great place. So let's start at the beginning.
Okay, let's go.
Did you always grow up wanting to sell houses?
No, I don't think anybody grows up and says, I want to be a realtor. I think it's a career that is sometimes a second career, a third career, but there are people that do come out of college and say, this is my passion. For me, I do have a real estate background with my family, so I was exposed to it, and it was just something that I was familiar with. Moved here to Westport in 2000, and my realtor was just relentless in insisting I get my license. I had my license in Illinois, but I thought, oh, I'm only going to be here for a couple of years, and then I'm going back there. Why bother? So exactly 2 years to me moving here, I was sitting for the state Connecticut license. And I feel like I say real estate found me through my realtor, who became my mentor.
So what's the draw? What's the attraction? What makes a good realtor?
Great question. There's so much to being a realtor than just liking homes and liking people. And I know the public thinks it's, oh, we make a ton of money and it's not that hard. There's a lot involved. And I think for me, I had fabulous mentors at the start. And they set me on a path that was a path and a journey to take. And years of experience, getting to know the market intimately, and being there for your clients. Right now, real estate, the top realtors in town and teams, they're running multi-million-dollar businesses. We're entrepreneurs. We are advisors. We wear a lot of hats too. We're therapists. We're marketers. We're social media mavens, or trying to be. The list goes on. So I think being a really good realtor, and if I think about all the top realtors in town, my colleagues and peers, I would say that just being passionate about it, being there for your clients, and really studying the market is what defines a good realtor.
So you're going to be here for a couple of years. It's now 2 decades later.
Yes.
What
the same
kept you
house
here?
that we bought.
Same house.
Yes,
A realtor who
yes.
doesn't sell her own house.
Yeah. I'm sorry, what was that?
What kept you here?
I fell in love with Westport. When I moved here, I told my realtor, I'll be going back in 2 years. This is just a little stint, and always wanted to experience New England. So we're going to have fun for 2 years, and then I'm moving back. I don't think I unpacked for about 6 months, and once I did, I was done. And I think me working in real estate kind of feeds an excitement about new homes, new experiences. But I live that now through my clients. So my home has the ugly brown house that I bought on a cul-de-sac that I never thought I would live in has become my home. It's been our home. We've redone it, 3-4 times now, but it's home.
Wow. And the community is home too.
I'm a Westporter. I'm a Midwestern girl, transported to Westport, and this is home. I absolutely love it. Fell in love with the town, fell in love with what it has to offer. I think when your kids are happy, you're happy. Kids thrived here in town. The schools are amazing. The opportunities here in town are amazing. And I tell my clients, whatever your interests and passions are, you'll find it here. because it is diverse in that respect. We have the arts, we have sports, we have recreation, we have businesses, we have restaurants, retail. I mean, the list goes on.
You're such a realtor. It's great. I love it. I've heard you use the term real estate porn.
Yes.
What is it, and why are Westporters obsessed with real estate?
I think the world is obsessed with real estate. I think it's the internet. God forbid that we put it in that respect. It's fascinating. Whether you're in real estate, looking to buy or sell right now, or just curious, it's a topic of every dinner party. It's a topic among anybody. And with the internet, you can just kind of quietly follow the market, and it becomes obsessive. And I joke with my family that I'll go to bed at night, look at all my emails, kind of put it to bed for the day, and I'll wake up in the morning to just amazing emails. And if you look at some of the timestamps, it's 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning, 5 in the morning. I get alerts from, I saw this online at 3 o'clock in the morning. So that's why we call it porn. It's addictive for a lot of people. But that's good. That's exciting. And that's what gives people knowledge. And with knowledge, you have power to make real estate decisions or not.
But what are people looking at 2 in the morning? I mean, are they looking? I'm unsatisfied with my house. It's 2 in the morning.
Everybody wants to know what homes sell for, who's selling. People like to flip through all the photos and analyze them, look for trends, curiosity. It's just become, information is so readily available that you just can't help yourself to browse.
Is there a downside?
While we always say your first showings are online, and we have curated photography and videos and floor plans and Matterports and everything to create such a wonderful image of homes, there's still more behind the photos and more behind the listings. And I think you really need a realtor or an advisor, a realtor advisor, real estate advisor, to sort through that. Because just like reality TV, it's not all what you see. There's a lot more behind the scenes of what's online.
During COVID, people have been buying properties sight unseen, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I mean, how do you assess a community and a home and without walking through it?
Well, me and my iPad, we did that a lot. And I think in 2020, first year of COVID, I sold 4 homes virtually. They never saw the house until after closing. And it was scary. As a realtor, it was very scary saying, I hope they really love it when they see it. Because when you go through with your iPad, you can only see so much. But I walked down blocks. I used our photographers for drone photography, videos, FaceTime videos to get an idea. What was great when COVID hit, and I mean, I can't even believe I'm saying that because it has been just, catastrophic in so many ways. We at Compass were so teed up to use some of the technology and tools that just became commonplace. So we were ready to roll right away. And by doing so, we gave people the confidence right away to get a peek into homes without actually being there. And it worked. And it was as if we had to pivot to sell homes in a new world. And we did. And we continue to do so.
And those 4 homes you sold in 2020, those people are okay?
Yes, they love their homes, happy. We captured the essence of the homes, the communities. Interestingly, Westport is well known. It's well known across the country. It's well known across the world. I remember tripping upon Westport, Ireland, and taking a picture, with the family in front of the sign. And someone walked by and said, "Oh, where are you from?" And I said, "Westport, Connecticut. Lovely town." And I was like, wow, they even knew about Westport. And I know there's a lot of Westports in the country, Westport, Massachusetts, and so on. But Westport stands out. It's known. So people do have an essence of the town. It's just dialing in and focusing on what aspect of Westport and what neighborhood of Westport really suits their needs.
So how do you work? I come in from Illinois. I find you somehow, and I say, Karen, I'm thinking of living and moving to Westport. What do you do?
We listen. Start asking some questions about what you're seeking, a little bit about your family, what's your timeline, things of that sort. And people are free usually to talk about what they're looking for. And there's usually a list. I always ask about what are your must-haves, what's on your would love to have list and criteria for seeking a home. And as you're listening, you can start to understand and get a sense. It's a gut feeling, I guess, after years of experience, you just get it. And then in listening, you start, thinking in your mind, okay, I think this would be great for them. And I always like to give clients like 3 options to what they're saying. If they say, I want to live at the beach, you do the beach and then maybe some of the neighborhoods outside the beach a little bit. Because oftentimes what people say they want, they respond to differently when you actually see it. Homes at the beach are priced usually a little higher for what you get. So sometimes people will say, I love the beach, but I need more space and I can't afford it. Or this is my budget. And so you have to listen. You just have to listen. Once you get a sense, then it's like you start the machine. Email listings to them, get them online, teed up, because your first showings are online. And then you can quickly start getting a sense what they're responding to. When you get them on site and start looking at the homes, it's telling when you just watch clients how they respond to what they say they like. Oftentimes you have to ask them, especially now in our competitive market, what level of work are you willing to do? And some people will say, oh, I'll do work. But you have to define what is work. Is it just painting the interiors, or is it you're up for kitchen and bath renovations or additions or raising the house to make it FEMA compliant, and the list goes on. So you really have to listen and observe and then respond to your clients as they want to be responded to. I've done transactions where I've completely done everything by texting. Some people say, I want to talk to you. Some people say, email me. I'm not available during the day. You have to really respond to what their needs are.
You said you were a therapist.
Yes. Not by trade.
Okay. Well, tell me about that, Dr. Scott.
Oh, my goodness. Yesterday morning, I felt like I spent several hours on the phone with clients, talking them off the ledge, as we say. It's a very competitive buyer market right now, and buyers are disappointed. So you have to just keep them pumped up, keep them on positive. They're going to find a home, and you just have to respond to them and listen. We're therapists, we're marriage counselors, we're child psychologists. We cover that entire therapist umbrella.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. And do you like that?
Fun. Yeah, it's fun. For me, when I moved here, my realtor was my everything. My therapist, my welcome to Westport, my network manager, everything. And I always said, when I got into real estate, if I can do what he did for me to my clients moving to town, it's an end of a good day.
Wow. So how's the market? Tell us about the market. How has it changed? What are people looking for? Is it still the big spec houses, prices? Give us your
It's wild.
overview.
I'm going to be honest with you. It's 2022, first quarter, and it is wild. COVID threw us a curveball in real estate here. And I think, like I said, we all pivoted well. People are thriving, and other people are struggling to try to find home. How has it changed? Technology has changed real estate. There's so much information available, which is powerful for buyers and sellers alike. So the whole landscape of conducting real estate has changed, but I would say it's changed with the times in a good sense, because people are more savvy and they are more in tuned, and it helps in decision making. For us as realtors doing our jobs, it's so different than 5 years ago. Again, but it's good. It's elevated our craft. It's elevated our talents. I remember when early years I took a Photoshop class because I thought, oh, I can do photography of my listings, and I was horrible at it. And I said, I'll forever hire a photographer to do all my listings. And, back in the day, photographers took pictures, they developed them, they brought them to us. Now, I mean, that's so archaic. We have drone photography, we have Matterport videos, and so on. Photography is just an element that has to be top-notch for selling. So there's those changes. It's just amazing, the change over the years. But if you look back to real estate in general, it's finding home. And you need shelter, you need home. So people will always be in search of home. So that's not changed over the years. I don't see it changing. It's just redefining what home is and how people find home. So some of the trends, prior to the pandemic, new construction starts had kind of calmed a little bit. The demand was down, so builders weren't building as frantically. Now they can't build fast enough. And it's based on demand. It's not, builders just wanting to build like crazy. They wouldn't be building if there wasn't amazing demand for new construction homes. What are people seeking? Space, home offices, transitional spaces in their homes, outdoor spaces, sense of community. The role of a home has changed a little bit in defining shelter. It's a work-life balance now with real estate. How has the community changed? Again, I think it's changing for the times, and it's in a good sense. I find that Westport is somewhat innovative in change, leading the way, and I think that's why it's such a desirable town, because people can find their niche here and be very, very happy. And if you really think about it, change can be very exciting. People sometimes are afraid of it. It's outside their comfort zone. But once you jump in and accept it, it's very, very exciting. And so I think people are redefining homes now, especially because of the pandemic. And they're finding excitement and happiness and joy in their homes.
My sense is that a ton of newcomers, I think it's close to 100%, come from Manhattan or Brooklyn. They were living in apartments. They wanted more for their kids. They are finding something in Westport that, as you said, is really exciting, and they haven't even seen us at our best. Is that true?
You're absolutely right. I will correct you on something, though. A little edit there. It's not 100% coming from New York and Brooklyn. It appears to be, but it is not. Actually, if you look at the statistics during the pandemic, for a while, the majority of the people were moving within Connecticut and even moving within Westport and Fairfield County. We are seeing people moving here from Westchester. We're seeing a great influx from people in LA, the West Coast, even New Jersey, and then people moving within, redefining their homes. You're right, they have not seen Westport at its best. but what they see, they already like, and they're excited for what lies ahead.
So in these 20 years, do any moments stand out? Any particular buyers or sellers? Any particular homes?
Well, we don't really dish on our buyers and sellers.
Come on. Nobody's watching.
We like to keep that confident. But in general, just when you think you've seen it all, something new happens just to humble you or to make you laugh or give you maybe another tidbit for that book you might write one day. It's exciting. It's never dull. That's one of my favorite words, never dull, because it's not. Some of the crazies, yes, we make beds, we stash things under the beds and in closets, we do dump runs. That's another one of our facets of being a realtor is you get things done. You just do things. And, some are a little bit more wild than others.
Needy.
Yeah. But it's fascinating. It really is.
Is there any one time where you've closed a transaction and you said, this makes me feel so good?
Yeah. There is still hardship in our world. And when you can really help somebody navigate through some really, really turbulent waters, that kind of brings tears to your eyes. It's like, wow, that was, I really did something, I really did something for this person. It might be life-changing. And that's amazing. It's just an amazing feeling. If you think about it, buying and selling homes is probably one of the largest financial decisions people make. And we do play a part in it in a good sense. And I think if you ask any top realtor, that satisfaction of knowing you really, really helped somebody is what makes us keep going with passion and excitement and wanting to help the next person.
So how many homes are on the market now?
Not enough. I'll be honest with you on that. We have an unprecedented shortage of homes right now. I would say in all price points right now, maybe 70. We should have hundreds on the market right now. And this is in Westport. We are begging for new inventory. Anybody that is considering selling, you should talk to your realtor. Because we can put together a plan. Again, remember, change can sometimes be uncomfortable. And the idea of moving from the comforts of your home might just be overwhelming. But if you start with steps to get there, you might find yourself surprised at how you can sell that home you've been in forever, do well, and find the next chapter, the next journey, and really be happy.
Just a couple more. This is
sure.
Fascinating.
Fire away questions. This
Fascinating.
Is fun.
Do you have a favorite part of Westport?
For different reasons, I do. Love the beach. Campo Beach is like a happy place. I love my walks down there. I love the activity, the vibe there in any season. I went snowshoeing on Longshore this past weekend after the storm, and actually had to chuckle, at the beauty of it. The boys learned to golf at Longshore, so you just snowshoeing out there on Longshore, beautiful day, looking out at the sound, and just kind of saying, "I live in a beautiful place." It's great. So Longshore Campo, it's a town gem. We all know that, but it really is special. Love. Oh, let's see. Where else do I love? I love, the in-town. I'm looking out here at this beautiful library. I have a river view right now. And looking at the development and the excitement and the buzz there. And it never gets old. I do love Burring Hill Beach, too. It's the little quiet, unknown place to just go and read a book and chill out. I guess I'm drawn to water, aren't I?
Sure.
But there are a lot of fascinating places and some, hidden gems in town as well.
So what? And I'll give you a tough question here.
Sure.
Somebody's looking on Greens Farms Road or North Avenue, where there's a lot of traffic at certain times of the day. Do you tell them, or do you sort of?
I have a good story. I'll
Okay.
dish out a story. So I had wonderful clients moving here from Atlanta years ago, and they fell in love with a house on North Avenue near the entrance to the schools. And fabulous house, beautiful piece of property, but my instinct was they need to know about the traffic here in the morning and the afternoon. And so I said, as long as you're comfortable with that, let's go for it. Let's go for the house because it'll be a great house for you and your family. So 7 o'clock in the morning, there we are in the driveway watching the traffic flow in and out, the school buses, everything. And the client said, is that traffic person there every day with the white gloves directing traffic? And I said, yes, we don't really have many lights here, and it's to keep the traffic flowing. And they looked at me and they said, oh my gosh, that's so New England, we're buying the house. And I thought, wow, that was an amazing observation. They found it fascinating, and that was it. Several years later, they sold for another job transfer. New people moving in, going, oh boy, here we go again with the traffic. And they looked at it as, this is fabulous. My kids can walk to school, and all the grade level schools are right here.
Nice.
Done.
Okay.
So, you just have to see things with the glass half full.
Yeah.
Because Westport has busy streets, and you still can have a wonderful home on a busy street.
Last question.
Go ahead.
I love my condo in next to Winslow Park. It's great. I'm a single guy. If I wanted to move, where should I go?
What are your interests? Where do you see yourself in the near future? What brings you excitement and joy? Go for it. Go for it. There's a place for everyone. We just need more listings to find it. Just kidding.
Sounds good. My favorite place.
Yes.
And how do you sell this? They said I had the last question. This is the last
That's
one.
okay.
I love Campo Cove.
Okay.
You have to walk there. You park and you buggy lug your groceries and everything else. How do you sell Campo Cove?
Some people love that. They find that charming. They love the privacy, somewhat of an adventure. It's also too like your own little community over there, your own little vibe, and people love that. It's amazing what makes people respond, and that's what I referenced earlier. Someone will say, "Oh, I could never do that," and then you show them homes, and they're responding differently, and that's sometimes their way of saying, "This is really what I want, isn't it?" And I've seen that when you're out with clients. It does. It's a journey sometimes, and it unfolds.
Great.
So yeah, if you're ready for a little beach living, go for it. Life's short. Buy the home.
So do you tell people that there might be floods and hurricanes
Oh,
and all
absolutely.
that?
You have to.
Yeah.
Yeah. You just have to. It is what it is. When I first got in this business, we talked about the 100-year storms and the floodplain and everything, and it was always 100-year. Well, guess what? It hit us. And not just once, but twice, and we continue to have little rumbles with storms. And it is what it is. That's another topic.
Yeah.
But you do have to know about it. You wouldn't be doing your job if you didn't advise your clients. Let's put it that way.
Karen Scott, KMS team at Compass. Fascinating. I've learned a lot.
Thank you. I've enjoyed our chats. I'm glad you probed and got me talking about something that is passionate by many people and realtors alike. And it's good. It's all really, really good. And there's a lot of excitement ahead in Westport and with people moving in and out. It really is. It's a silver lining of a horrific pandemic, but there's hope and joy and excitement ahead. So
Good.
I'm
Well, thank you.
happy and grateful to, be on that journey with people as well.
And thanks for joining us for the real estate porn edition of 06880, the podcast. Thanks, Karen.
Thank you, Dan. Appreciate it.